All right.
Hello, we are live at Kscope23, and I am here with the one and only Shakeeb. Shakeeb, thank you for being at our conference. I look forward to seeing you every year.
Jackie, thanks for having me here. I really appreciate being here at ODTUG Kscope23. This is one of my favorite conferences. I've been here pretty much every year since like 2010 when I first started. Just love it.
Yeah, and you're awesome. You're I love coming to see any of your talks. I think since I started my Apex career, seeing you speak, you've grown so much. So it's always a pleasure to see
thank you.
speak. You're amazing. But speaking of that,
Yeah.
this year, or always when I see you, you tend to take the traditional Apex photo.
Yeah, for sure.
Up in the air.
Big smiles, yep.
This year you even thanked the Apex community. So can you tell me a little bit about what the Apex community means to you and why it's so important?
Absolutely. So first of all, I hope it was not just this year. I like to thank the Apex community every opportunity that I get.
You probably did. It's just fresh in my mind.
Sure. No, it's all good. I like to thank the Apex community because it's really thanks to the Apex community that we're here. That Apex has so much traction today. I think you're sort of seeing Oracle look at Apex in a new light over the past few years, especially since the pandemic. But the community and our customers and partners, they've been with us since day one, since the very early days of Apex. And I think it's just phenomenal that we're at the place that we are today, where we are looking at Apex from a totally different light. How do we build large-scale commercial SaaS applications? How do we modernize healthcare? These are really big problems. And in a way, I think that the Apex community has solved a lot of big problems with Apex for many, many years. And now Oracle is also taking that jump into Apex.
We've opened their eyes to what the possibilities could hold, right?
I think so. I think the pandemic really did that. And I'm just thankful to be here and to kind of, speak with the Apex community in person. I think it was a bit difficult during the pandemic where there weren't as many conferences and a lot of Zooms. And initially it was all right. We had a lot of Zoom, chats and so on, right? But after that, it got kind of boring. So being in person again is so refreshing, and I see there's so many more people at Kscope, and people are just eager to kind of get out and talk in person. So
yeah,
I think it's awesome.
The best part is just getting everybody together and seeing everyone. It's so great to be here in person.
I think for me, it's really the community that's here. You get to just talk to someone. I've seen people that have been here again and again and again, and they keep coming back because first, the technical content is really good. We have the best speakers. I feel like I'm a paid spokesperson for ODTUG right now, but I mean, but it's true because what happens is you're able to attract the best experts across the globe for Apex. They all come to this one location, right? And we've got the Apex team here, right? We try to bring as many people as we can, and we try to open ourselves up. Hey, if you see us, flag us down, talk to us. We're here to help you. Ultimately, what can we do to make you successful?
For me, it feels like a family reunion, like an Apex family reunion every time
totally
we get together at Kscope. So it's just amazing. Thank you again for being here. So you are one of the most talented UI designers that I can ever think of. So you must get asked a lot for people to look at their designs and say, hey, Shakeeb, can you help me with this? Can you make this look better?
Sure.
Can you give us normal people some tips on what we can do?
Sure,
to improve
absolutely.
Our designs?
So first of all, I don't really consider myself a UI designer. I consider myself an Apex low-code developer that happens to have a little bit more of an interest in UI and UI development. And I think a lot of what it comes down to is how can we empower developers to build applications that look modern without having to go and become an expert in all these things, right? You got to be an expert in HTML and CSS and responsive design and media queries. And now there's new properties and CSS3 and we don't want you to do any of that stuff, right? So I like it that Apex can sort of do this for you, and we want to kind of continue evolving that space. But if you're an Apex developer and you want to build an application, right? Here's a couple of tips that I would recommend. First, stick to the universal theme components. Use the universal theme use the universal theme reference application whenever you can, apexoracle.com/UT. And that's where you're going to find all the components, all the utility classes, all the reference documentation. It's a great resource. Use that first of all. The next thing is, try to build a very clean navigation. We have a lot of different navigation patterns within Apex, but absolutely have a navigation in your application, whether it's a side tree, a mega menu, top menu bar. Use breadcrumbs. Make it so that your users know how to navigate around the application. That's very important for kind of awareness of what they're doing, what they're which section of the app they're in, how do they navigate back. So
They
I'd say
know where they are
navigation.
at all times, right?
It's so important. I've seen so many apps that are built where people just sort of throw things on screens. There's buttons to navigate to different pages, and then you're like, where am I? Which part of the app am I in? So I'd say focus on your navigation. Stick to the universal theme components as they are, and finally, test your application in different devices, by different users. Like people may sort of see things differently. So having a common set of design patterns that you adhere to will ensure consistency across your entire application, across all the pages. And we've got really good examples of that in our sample and starter apps, so you can take a look at that. The last thing I'll say, just because I've got so many other tips, one other thing I'd say is feel free to customize your application. Like, I really don't want to see another baseline universal theme blue application. I love the blue, I love the colors, but customize it. It's supposed to be there for you to kind of explore and make it match your company's personality or your own personality.
And it's really easy these days with Theme Roller and all of the bells and whistles you guys have put into that. Even I can do it.
And anybody can do it. And we've been expanding this right now. You can add an app icon, you can do logos, you can use Theme Roller to customize things. And if you're advanced, you can use CSS variables. So there's a lot there. But do play with it, right? Try to make it fun and interesting.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shakeeb. That's great advice, and thank you for being here with us at Kscope23.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the chance to be here, and it's really nice and warm. So thank you so much, everybody.